So yes, Derby Day is almost upon us. How are you looking ahead of this one? You were sort of reasonably optimistic you'd get one or two back for this one. Is that still the case?
Yeah, I think the only thing we've really got is obviously Liam Kelly's come back in today, but he was ill on top of having a little calf strain, so we'll have to assess Liam. And just in terms of health wise, the only other one that's been missing for a couple of days earlier in the week was Cameron Humphreys through a virus. But we're hopeful that Cameron will come through.
In terms of available bodies, this strikes me as being probably the healthiest you've been all season.
Yeah, we're still missing some big bodies. You know, we'll still be missing the likes of Sean Raggett. Sean McWilliams will be back in full training Monday, but he was in a real inspired period of form for the first time really since he joined us, Andy, when he got injured. Alan McDonald will still miss. But you're right, you know, we still have a large majority of the squad back available. We're really hopeful that Cameron Humphreys comes through, and if he did, then it gives us a plethora of options in different areas of the pitch.
Barnsley then this weekend, huge game and a chance to get back on track.
Yeah, it's about a chance to get back on track. You know, everyone loves a local derby, and for us in this particular season, it's Barnsley, isn't it? You know, a side that's well managed, good resources, good club, big travelling support, but we'll have a great support as well. This is a game that means a little bit more because I think it's October 1982, the last time that Rotherham United beat Barnsley in a competitive fixture. So that makes it even more special for us if we can get the 3 points on the day.
Joe Rafferty's just been talking about the difficult night at Oakwell and the discussions that you all had in the dressing room afterwards, etc. So a chance to get them back in this weekend.
And I even think with my experience, I don't think there's too many times I've gone home, sat quietly in my lounge when my family's gone to bed and shed some tears. I did after Barnsley because that was hurtful. There's no one sitting here on this side of the fence saying some of it wasn't deserved, but there were some real hurtful comments to all of us. And reviewing the performance, we deserve to be heavily criticised. But I did shed a few tears after that game, and then you have to bounce up in the morning and get on and get your job right. So we hope we're not in that situation on Saturday afternoon.
How important is it to get back on the winning trail? I know you've had some good performances recently and, you know, referee affected outcomes at various different grounds, but just to kind of reignite the season.
Yeah, I think we need to win. It would be good to win. It gives us any little bits of hope we've got of wrestling near that top group. We understand it's a mighty challenge. We understand it's doubtful, but we can certainly have a go at it with 3 points on Saturday. It's really disappointing in the last few weeks that when people look statistically and say, they've not got enough points in the last few weeks. There's, you know, EFL apology after Blackpool with a clear handball. Several EFL apologies, as you know, from Reading. Shrewsbury the same. It goes back 4 or 5 games, and it's at a real key stage of the season. Win, lose or draw on Saturday, I don't even know who the appointed match official is, but I just want them to be strong, have a good performance, and if not, we can get away talking about them. And if we go away talking about Rotherham, we'll be really happy. If Barnsley will be sad and down, but we don't want to go away talking about the people in the middle.
Barnsley are not flying themselves right now. What kind of threats do they pose, do you think?
Well, they've certainly got 3 or 4 players back that have been unavailable to them for a mixture of reasons. Injury, suspension, and of course a personal issue that's been described as. So we're well aware that they'll probably strip as strong as they can. And you know, they've got really good players, Andy, and they're capable, as you've seen in the game so far this season. They're capable of beating anyone, and a bit like us, they're capable of losing to anyone. So it's that inconsistent factor that will be hurting Darryl Sims, that's hurting me here. But we have to just focus on Saturday and focus on getting 3 points for a support who deserve it.
Thank you.
Steve, I know your manager likes a striker or two. You've now got 6 available. It's not a bad position to be in.
Yeah, listen, it's there's a couple of converted strikers in there, of course, with Malik and with Andre. But it's a good position to be in for too long. We've suffered. I think there's some weeks we've had one in having to convince another to play or get them to play, which goes against everything I stand for. In terms of having to put players on the pitch that's not 100% ready physically to play. So it's a good position to be in, and you know, do a little bit of shot work today, and then we'll have a look tomorrow, see how we want to go against Barnsley.
Just to go on Jordan Hugill, who were like on the fringes for 3 months, hardly getting any game time, which made a real impact in last season.
Yeah, listen, I think when he had his chances early season, Jordan's performances didn't say that he should be elevated to be really in consideration to be starting football matches. And but if you're talking about recent times, we brought him on as a half-time introduction and did really well. And I thought he was really good for 65 minutes at Reading, really good. Led the line really well, but because of our lack of minutes on the pitch, we had to look after him a little bit. So it'll be interesting. We've gone down in the players a little bit this week just to create a real energy in our side for Saturday. So I'm looking forward to seeing Jordan train.
So local derby, Barnsley in town at the weekend. How much are you guys looking forward to this game to get back on the winning trail?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it a lot. It's a good one to go into, it being a local derby. We know they're a good team. They beat us obviously at their place when we didn't perform that well. So yeah, we're looking forward to going into it and hopefully getting the win.
Does that almost kind of fire the blood in the fact that, as you say, wasn't a good night at Oakwell? It's a chance to address the balance.
Definitely, yeah. I think we all know that we didn't play that well. At their place, we had there was a few words said at the end of that game, to be honest with you, because we weren't very nice walking up the pitch. So I think for us, it's about going to put on a good performance and winning the game.
They themselves are having problems at the moment, so perhaps they're to be exploited.
Yeah, I'm not even too sure how they're doing, to be honest with you, but I think every team in this league is, in my opinion, and it's just about turning up week in, week out and getting consistency. I don't think there's a team that in this league who isn't beatable. Maybe take Birmingham out of it, but even them, I think we had a good performance against them away, even though it didn't play. But I think Barnsley, as much as anyone, they're beatable, and I think if we go in and turn up ourselves, we can definitely beat them. What's the motivation right now for Rotherham? There's a good collection of players here. There's no real sort of threat of relegation. Quite a long way away, sadly, away from the playoffs. How much is it about having a real strong end to the campaign? Yeah, it's got to be. I think we have to have a good, strong finish to this season going into next season. You can't rule out anything at this moment. There's still a lot of games to play, but it's looking unlikely that we're going to achieve anything this season. That's brutally honest. But I think you've got to try your best to have a strong run in at the end of the season. And people are playing for contracts. People are playing for the shirt next season. And I think to gain any momentum going into next season, you need a strong finish to the end of the season.
Yeah, because it has been kind of a year of disruption at times, hasn't it? There's always been a collection of players not available to play because they've been injured. I think right now it's probably the healthiest it's been, isn't it, with everybody available to, or most players available to play? Yeah,
it's been a bit of a disruptive season. Yeah, I think we've had some big players missing at times, but let's have it right. Like every team up and down the country have the same. Some have it more than others, yeah, but you've just got to deal with that. And to be brutally honest, we haven't dealt with that well this season. So I think that's something that we can definitely improve on.
Because as a promotion winner, I suspect you probably weren't expecting that.
No, I never get too far ahead with expectations and stuff, but I think for me to come here and sign for this club, I wanted a real good go at the league, and obviously try and go and collect me trophy what I earned last season from Portsmouth, but obviously I've been able to do it. So it's one of them things in football. You can't have a great season every season. So
how much does a local derby and all of the atmosphere that comes with potentially that then make for quite the occasion on Saturday lunchtime?
Yeah, I think it can be a brilliant occasion. I think we've got to get the fans on board from the first kick of the game basically, and get them behind us. We've got to win every header, win every tackle, all the basics going into a derby, and then show a bit of quality at the end of that. If we do that, the fans are getting our side, and I think it'll be an absolute brilliant atmosphere.
Yeah, and how much does a good performance in a circumstance like this for the fans to show that, you know, you're all on the same page, that there is a hope of a decent end to the season, almost the fight is still there?
Yeah, I think they've got to see that from us. We've got to, with our performances, get them behind us. I know it can work both ways. Sometimes the fans need to push it on, but ultimately we haven't done enough this season to fully get them behind us. So, you know, we've got to go out there and give it everything we've possibly got, and I think majority of the time that's all the fans ask for.
I gather congratulations are in order. Child number 2, and sleepless nights.
Yeah, there's been a few, to be honest. Yeah, it's been a little bit disruptive myself the past couple of weeks, in and out of hospital, but baby's really well and the wife's really well, so yeah, I can't ask for much more really.
You're coming back to work for a rest?
yeah, just about with the manager moaning at me all the time, but no, he's been understanding, to be fair to me. He's when I've needed to maybe skip a session or something, he's been fine, so yeah.